Hello, hello, and welcome. It's your girl, Cindy Jean, here on Radio Fraternité, live every Thursday evening from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Now, this evening, we have a special guest with us, Dr. Gupta, all the way from Nepal. And he's going to talk. We've been talking about the last couple of weeks, removing the mask, being authentic, finding our authentic self, and what does that really mean. We've also touched base on the crisis that's been going on in Del Rio, Texas, and in Haiti, and keeping tabs on what's going on on the Haitian news and just bringing insight to that. This evening, I invited Dr. Gupta to our show because he was talking to me in regards to a program that he's starting in Nepal called Medication and Meditation. And I thought this was a very interesting concept, especially people do not think about that when people are going through crisis situations like this, the people that are on the border, the people that are in Haiti, the family members that are here that haven't been able to get in contact with their loved ones. There's mental health issue that will arise from these things, and we have to think about those things and how we're going to address them. So long and behold, I would like Dr. Gupta to just please introduce yourself, let everybody know who you are, what is it that you do, the million and one degrees that you have in spirituality as well as holistic health. Please, Dr. Gupta, thank you very much for being here with us today.
Thank you, Kenta, for inviting me. It was pleasant connecting with you here on the radio station. And as we discussed earlier, that this is basically the concept that we are creating now about medication and meditation. I'm a doctor, basically specialized in radio diagnosis here in Nepal, and I want to work basically in the sector of rural education, health sector, and spirituality. Spirituality meaning the sense of who we are, basically the authentic, as you said, the authentic self, the true self, what exactly we are. So connecting this health and uh, spirituality, we have come up to a concept with medication and meditation. Meditation will involve your inner soul, that that life source of energy which creation is within you. That source of energy we need to connect with. And for that, meditation is very important in our life. So, meditation and medication. This concept we are trying to implement in Nepal, and hopefully, this will be applied by all the doctors, all the spiritualists all over the world. And many people are working in this sector. So, basically, as I would like to introduce myself as a doctor who is a spiritual being willing to connect with people and organizations to invite in Nepal. The other thing I would like to say is that we all being go through a lot of struggle, but
Mm-hmm.
basically we need to know that who we exactly are. Are we this body?
Mm.
Are we these thoughts? Are we this mind? Or what exactly we are? We need to explore from within. And for that, meditation is the source of
Dr.
technique.
Gupta, can you please speak to the audience a little bit more in depth in regards to meditation? Because in our culture, in the Haitian culture, we don't really, I want to say that I haven't come across a lot of families that meditate or understand what that means, meditation. Some people believe that it has negative or evil impact. You know, a lot of the Protestants in our culture believe that meditation is worshiping the devil. And I've come to realize in my readings and things like that that meditation is the same thing as prayer. You know, it's really looking
Yeah,
within and asking yourself, the God within, you know, the
yes,
questions of being, of purpose, of value.
yes,
You know, so if you
yes.
can touch a little bit more about meditation, what are some different meditation practices that people can do? Can you delve into that for me a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Like I was talking about meditation, and you asked me the concept of meditation. It's the same thing. People need to understand the basis of life.
Mm,
First question is, are we this body? If we were the body after death, that body would be preserved, but it isn't so. If
mm,
we were the thoughts, we would be thinking something today, we would be thinking something tomorrow, we would be feeling something now, next moment we would be feeling something else. So we are not this thought, we are not this mind. So we are something deeper,
mhm,
the deeper source of creation. So, for to connect with that source of creation, as you said, it is a prayer to connect with that source of the creation. Meditation is that prayer which connects to our source of creation. Neither it is prayer of devils, neither it is prayer of uh, um, some other deities, or it is to connect with your inner source of self of creation. So for this, there are different types of meditation, like we said, like the Zen meditation. So to understand this, like meditation is effortless. Most people think that meditation is a concentration of prayer, but it is like effortless. We simply go into the relaxation mode, and deep inside we just connect with the breathing initially. Initially the breath, then
okay.
with the mind, and then with the soul. So this is the method that we can connect ourselves with. So this method, we have Zen meditation, we have
So you said connect with
even
the
in
breath. First connect with the
yeah,
breath, then connect
breath,
with the
yeah,
mind, and then the connect with the
yes,
body, you said?
yeah. There are various methods like different chakras meditation. Like our body has different level of chakras, and there is chakras meditation. There is soul meditation. There are different type of meditation in every methods, but most popular is like Zen meditation, transcendental meditation, and ancient meditations are there. But people need to understand that meditation is simply being aware of yourself,
Mm,
awareness, being aware of the awareness that we are. So it is that,
being present.
being aware of the awareness, like whatever we are thinking, where are the thoughts coming from? That awareness, that is the meditation. So for that we need a effortless uh, concentration. It is an effortless prayer to connect from within. So
Mm,
it doesn't have to be any method. When you are focused every moment of the awareness in your daily activities, and involved in everything within yourself of the awareness, and connecting with the breath, that will bring you to the path. And there are various guided meditation from different spiritual gurus on the internet.
now, Dr. Gupta, I've read and I've seen like different articles, and I just want to ask you personally. I've s- I've heard and I've read books about people meditating and being able to levitate, being able to bring a scent into a room, like smell into a room. Um, just different types of things. And I just want to know what is your take on that you're able to get to this place of peace where you're able to actually change your outside environment, if that makes any sense.
You don't have to go to any quiet place, dark room, or to some Himalayas. It's within yourself. You can connect it in yourself at your home itself. You don't have to go to any dark place or any dark room or something like that. These concepts are like maybe tantric concepts.
Hmm.
Do you know about those? Those are the practices like
So you can
practices
meditate pretty much anywhere. You don't have you can
anywhere,
anywhere.
any
You don't have
anywhere.
to be in a in a private room. You don't have, you could be in public.
It's better, no, it's better to be in a peaceful environment,
Hmm.
not in a noisy or public place, but even in your room, even if you're, it doesn't have to be a dark room or something like that. But if it is peaceful, it is better. You can't like do it in, if you are able to do it in a public or noisy place, that is amazing. That is next level. Yeah, means you are aware of each and every activities in your daily life in every moment. So it's better to find a peaceful place and try it initially, and then when you can focus each and every moment, and you have meditated in each and every moment, even during your work, even during what you eat in a public place. You can I,
Da-
am I clear about that?
Dr. Gupta, I would like you to take the opportunity to speak to our audience and tell us a little bit about Nepal's historical history in regards to spirituality and things like that. Let us know a little bit about what's going on with the country of Nepal.
Okay, sure. Like Haiti is going under a difficult time currently.
Hmm.
Nepal had been through a huge earthquake in '72. You know,
Hmm.
before I mean before 5 years, there was a huge earthquake in Nepal too. But people have come up with such a strong emotions that they have recovered. So I am very thankful and grateful for the people of Nepal that they have been through this and they came out more stronger. Same goes with Haiti, people of Haiti. They are amazing people in Haiti and they will come out through it. The next thing is that your question, like you wanted to ask the different forms of historical things in Nepal. First thing in Nepal is like it is a land of Buddha, you know, Gautam
Hmm.
Buddha, Buddhism. So that the founder of Buddhism, Gautam Buddha, was born in Nepal, uh, 600 BC. So it was around for 2,600 years, and that Buddhism is globally. So in Nepal, all the cultural diversity is being respected. We have Hinduism, Buddhism, Muslim, Christians, and all the cultures and religions are being respected equally and are being embraced. So it is land of Buddhism. The other thing is Mount Everest, you know, Mount
Yes.
Everest. So it is a land of Mount Everest. The other thing is out of 10 highest Himalayas, 7 Himalayas are present in Nepal. And in the forms of history, you know, no country was able to rule Nepal till date. So we don't have any democracy there yet
Wow.
because we are surrounded all around by mountains and Himalayas. So God has given a strong boundary wall, like you know, China has had to create a Great Wall of China to protect themselves, but creation has created a huge mountains and Himalayas all around. So that protected Nepal from being ruled by any country in the past. So
Wow.
we don't celebrate any democracy day yet. And in terms of spirituality, we have like all the ancient lot of gurus, ancient gurus were born in Nepal. So they taught the culture from disciples to disciples, and it has come up to now the method of yoga, the method of meditation, the method of spirituality, what is life, all these aspects.
Hmm.
And in other aspects, like we have a lot of for the for the religious sites, we have a lot of temples in Nepal. The most popular one is Pashupatinath, and other deities also. There are a lot of mountain ranges. So specifically, it is a land of cultural diversity, traditional methods, spirituality, and natural beauty. From the mountains, lakes, Himalayas, and all these aspects are very rich in Nepal.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that with us, that insight, because sometimes people don't realize that we're all part of one earth, and
Yes,
we have brothers and sisters in other places on this planet earth, and it's just good to know, just to is what is amazing nowadays is that we are able to connect with other people in other countries, so and make those type of friendships and make those type of connections so that we can support the smaller countries. I think it's our duty in the larger countries to support the smaller countries in their endeavors, and also
yes,
to protect that culture, that spirituality, because without it, I think this world would be a very unbalanced and unhappy place without it. So I think it's our duty to protect these places that have cultural and spiritual significance throughout history. Now, I have a question for you. And this is just an opinion question, okay? This is pure opinion. I love to pick people's brains. And the question for this evening that I would like to pick your brain about is, do you think that culture has an impact on spirituality, on people's spirituality nowadays? Or do you think spirituality has an impact on culture?
nowadays it's like, as you mentioned, now currently we it's culture that's connecting to spirituality, but the source is spirituality, the life source inside you, the spirit inside you. So the basic source of life is that spirit, that divine spirit that is into every living beings. That one creator is present inside each and every living.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to understand that spirituality has formed the culture, and it is just a branch of spirituality, that culture, which is cultivated by people. So in today's world, like culture has become the important aspect, the mm, physical dimension of life, the materialistic life has taken over each and everything. The economic thing, the developmental thing, and this financial thing has taken over each and every individual and this whole politics and globally. But we need to know what exactly we are. For that we need to explore from within, and that we are the spirit, we are
Mm-hmm.
the life, we are the source of energy. So I would say that we need a transformation from culture to spirituality, but spirituality is the source, and from spirituality the culture will definitely enrich and um, grow.
How can we go from culture from being a culture to spirituality based to being more spiritual to culture based? How can our spirituality and our heritage continue to impact our culture? Because I think the grievances that we see is, the loss of culture, of connecting spirituality into our culture, that disconnect.
Yeah, spirituality and culture are interconnected,
Mm-hmm.
but the source is the spirituality. As I told you, basic question we need to ask every individual: are we this body? Are we this mind? Are we these thoughts? We we will finally come to the answer that we are not of this. So what we are is the spirit, soul, the energy, the life. And when we realize that, that itself is an enlightenment. People
Mm-hmm.
call it enlightenment. Um, the gurus or something, they say it is enlightenment. The moment you realize that we all are one, from one creator, we are the source of energy, we will realize that spirituality is the base of everything. So when we respect ourselves, we'll respect everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
So When we start respecting ourselves, we'll respect everyone else. This is the basis of life. When you don't accept yourself or respect yourself, you don't respect others. When you accept yourself in totality and respect yourself in yourself, you'll accept everyone. So that itself will create an atmosphere of love, culture, and each and everything. That itself will bring stronger bonding of brotherhood, sisterhood, and culture. That will create a greater culture from the root of creation. So we need to understand that we want to water the roots or we want to water the stem or branches or leaves or flower. We need to water the root,
Yeah.
and the root is the source of creation. That itself will connect every being in this creation that as a brotherhood and sisterhood. And as you mentioned earlier, that we have a bonding between each and every being, each and every community, each and every country, and the person who are developed or the country which is developed need to support each other. That will come from this source of knowledge that we are brothers and sisters of that divine energy. So everyone will start having greater bonding, civilization, all those moral things will come like
Yes.
fruits.
You mentioned something that we have to water the roots. And as you were saying that, I could just envision, those roots is really the people have to take responsibility and have compassion, enough compassion and love for themselves
Yes, yes,
first. We're too focused on the outside world. We're too focused on our ego, where we're
absolutely.
thinking about what other people think or how are we look to other people instead of just having enough compassion and internalizing that and asking yourself the question, am I doing the things, am I living a life of purpose, am I living a life of value?
Absolutely.
That's
You know,
I think last time I
at least,
spoke to you, I had explained that I just came through this moment in my life where it's a transition, where I saw that I was living a life that was based on a more material level, on a more material world. And it's like, what's the use of accumulating any type of material wealth if the body perishes, if the mind perishes,
absolutely,
if the spirit perishes, so
absolutely.
it's like, um how can so it's like I had to really come to self and internalize, how can I really give the most value, and within that value that I give, I believe that, the I believe in the law of reciproc I can't say the word, but I believe that what goes around comes around. So the more value that I give
Reciprocate.
out, yes, thank you, it'll be reciprocated back to me. So for moving forward, instead of having a life towards gaining, like, oh, I want this car, I want this house, I want this, and I want this, I want to buy this, I want to get that. It's more of a life towards giving. What can I give? How can I give value? There's so much knowledge out there. There's so many different people that have so much insight and so much knowledge. And how can I share that? How can I be a vessel, to share that
Yes,
value? Instead of taking, I want to be a vessel that I can give and give as much as I can to as much people as possible. You know, and if and I just and I encourage, with this radio show, I've spoken to the DJ, and it's like, no matter if we reach one person, I say, even if we reach one person, that one person that we reach can be the next Obama, can be the next, you know,
absolutely,
Mandela,
absolutely.
can be the next Buddha, can be the next somebody, that
Yes,
can
absolutely.
can be a change maker, that can touch
Yes,
millions, that can bring value and touch millions. And that's what I want to do. That's why I invited you on the show this evening, all the way from Nepal. And that's why I believe that you're here so that you can touch other people. Now, your voice is being heard on the airwaves here in the United States, is being heard in Haiti, is being heard in the Martiniques in the Caribbean, you know, and people are learning about spirituality. They're learning about meditation, about healing, looking within. I think with everything that's been going on, not only in our small little hub, our circles, our cultural circles, but as the world, all around the world, the crisis that's been going on all around the world with lockdowns, with people passing away with COVID, with people losing their jobs, with people losing their homes. There's been a lot of change that's happened overnight. And you can no longer depend on what the outside world says. And people have to start looking within and building that person from within, and finding who that authentic person is. And how are you going to bring value to your neighbor? How are you going to bring value to yourself? How are you going to bring value to your family, your community at large? So these are all big questions that I ask myself. And I always ask my listeners to ask themselves that, just to do an
Absolutely.
introspect. And whatever subject matter that we can bring up or that comes to light is always, what is the introspect? What is the outrospect? What is the balance? You know,
Absolutely.
there's a lot of things that we have grown up with, I would say, from different cultures. There's different mindsets, there's different cultural beliefs and norms that we are fed from childbirth on. Okay. And
Yeah.
once we pass all that, once we sit down with ourselves and actually say, okay, what is true and what is not true? Or
Yes.
do I align with these beliefs, with these cultural norms?
Universal truth.
Yeah, and is what's the truth to me? What is my truth?
Yeah.
And how can I help other people discover their truth? How can I bring value to other people and help them discover their
Absolutely.
truth? Whatever that may be, with no judgment. I spent a lot of my years forcing people, not, I don't want to say forcing people, but trying to show people the light.
Yeah.
Dr. Gupta, and I was in the dark. And I'm trying to show
No.
people the light.
y-
So,
No. You are enlightened being. I would say you are in the right path.
thank
You
you,
know,
doctor.
by your words, your knowledge, your depth, and your direction towards the putting the value, putting value to the people. Like
Yes,
you mentioned, I want to transform. If let me ask you, if
yes.
you aren't transformed, how can you transform others, right? So
Hmm.
you are transformed, so you can transform millions. And as you mentioned, if we have one people, and that one people is you, that
Yeah,
one people is me.
yeah,
Start from myself, inner self,
yeah.
not that physical mind, body, thoughts, but true authentic self. And that transformation, you know, Jesus had people didn't believe Jesus, Lord Jesus, till he was alive, right? He
Hmm.
had to go through so much pain and through his life for people, and he had very few disciples, but now his love and compassion, his knowledge is globally enriched
Yes,
through Bible. You know, so now people, same goes with Buddha, same goes with all these like divine people.
yes.
So they became a love of the divine, Jesus always told that heaven is in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
The home of my Father is in my heart. That means he meant that I am the son of divine,
Mm-hmm.
and that love and compassion created
Yes.
globally today.
Yes,
That's
that's
from
true.
that. That's your words, right? From one person like Buddha, Obama, Jesus, Lord Jesus, and so many other people. They transform billions of people's lives. So that one people is within us, within every being that we need to realize. You put all the points so beautifully.
Thank you.
All the points you put all the points so beautifully deep inside. And please go ahead.
Thank you. So for when you were talking about the roots and we have to water the roots, the only thing I could envision is, for us to connect the spirituality with the children, to not forget the children. I think nowadays we've been living in such a busy world where both parents are working, grandparents are working, aunts and uncles are working. People are just
Yeah,
moving, and we forget that we've planted a seed, that we have a seed that we have to water, you know um, and for our roots to continue to grow, and for our roots to continue to be strong, that we have to remember those little seeds, and
absolutely.
really adding value to their lives. Now, how can we, what ways do you see that we can add value, and to children and things like that? I know that you spoke about you have some educational programs in Nepal, and I would like to hear a little bit more about those educational programs that reach, people out in the countryside, in the provinces. Do you have programs for children? Like, how are we reaching our younger generation? Because I think that's really our roots, and because their
Absolutely.
minds are sponges. They believe everything. Everything is possible, you know? There's no disappointment, there is no ego.
Absolutely. So when we talk about the children,
Yes.
they are the next generation. They are the roots that after we leave this world, they are going to take care of this planet. They are going to take care of each other. And if they are not going to sprout beautifully, if they are not going to blossom beautifully, this is going to be more miserable and miserable. Life is going to. So our children are our assets.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, we need to know every parent, every individual. We need to understand that children are our assets. Now, this property, this car, as you mentioned, these are our secondary assets. Initial assets are the children. Each and every children. You know, children smiles about 500, 600 times without any reason every day. But
Yes.
adult being, they, they, they don't even smile a moment even in a day. And the reason is that children are open for each and every wonderful that creation has created. And everything is created for each and every being. But
Mm-hmm.
we understand that this is my house, this is my car. We forget sun rises each and every day, moon rises each and every day. We have this so many varieties of foods, plants, planets, mountains, Himalayas, everything creation has created for us. And that children accepts that
Yes.
creation is so wonderful that it has created so beautiful things for us, for each and every being. And they wonder in that the curiosity.
Yeah.
And their mind is, as you mentioned, as a sponge. They wonder to each and everything. Flowers, they want, how is this flower? So it is, they, they Still, it's so beautiful, but we are lost in our mind so
Mm.
much that we forget all these things and just care about our financial and work aspects. So, to cultivate all these things in our children, we need to transform ourselves and
Mm.
learn from children instead of teaching children. You know, do you understand? Do you get
Yes.
me? We need to
Yes.
we need to observe and learn from children how to be happy and blissful and loving and caring and open to each and every
Mm.
individual from their heart instead of being succumbed in our ego and that we are this that. You know, I see, like as you mentioned, Obama. He used to be in the White House and he used to, in social media we used to see pictures. He used to be close to sweepers, gatekeepers,
Hmm.
as well as equally close to the other, I mean, like all the staffs. He
Yeah.
used to treat them equally.
Yeah.
Those things, he that those things are from his childhood. Those
Yes.
things blossomed within Obama from childhood, and that brightened him as a like global icon, I
Yeah.
would say. So we need, instead of teaching children, we need to learn from
Learn.
children all these wonderful aspects. And the other thing parents can do is like, have you ever seen that children will trust your words? No, they just observe you. Even if you say something, they won't believe. If your parents are themselves quarreling and they will say the children, you don't get angry. They will get angry because they have seen their parents or their community people getting angry, speaking foul words. So they observe and learn from you. Neither they. So these aspects to cultivate into the children, we need to bring this awareness within ourselves from the adults that children are amazing creation of divine. We need
Yeah.
to blossom, we need to create love, and that children already has. So the aspect that one thing we can do is that different aspects of childhood. I was initially talking about that 5 year, 6 year old kid. But when they start going to school, then they start learning from the community, from the
Mm.
school, from the parents, from their friends. So if you think you are only the parent that the children are learning from you, no, they are learning from each and every individual. So if you start loving each and every individual in your community, all the individuals will become wonderful, and then instead your children will also become wonderful. If you think that, oh, that guy is smoking, oh, that kid is doing something wrong, it's not my son, he's not my son, she's not my daughter, I don't care.
Mm.
Next day you will find your son or daughter
Mm.
smoking or taking drugs. So
Yes.
instead of being self-centered in that extra activities, I'm not talking about that like extroverted things, the external things. Instead of being focused on yourself, you need to focus on your kids, his friends, his connected people, and if you are connected to each and every being in the community, neighborhood, schools, community, friends, your community will be beautiful, your
It
kids
will.
will be beautiful, you will be in loving environment, you know, you yourself will be happy. So
Yes.
this
I
is,
you said a key thing. A lot of people sit back and they say, "Oh, look at that person," and point and judge and pass judgment. So that's not
yeah,
me. Or don't do anything. Some people just see something, see a crisis, and don't say anything and don't do anything. Say it's not me.
yeah,
And
it's not my
tomorrow
kid,
you'll
he's
see.
not my, yeah,
Today it's not you. It is not your problem. It's
yeah,
not your child. But
yeah.
tomorrow it might be your
Yeah.
turn. It
It
might be
might
your
not. It surely is going to be your turn
yeah.
if you are not going to improve that aspect
If you do
of
not
life.
improve it, yes.
Yeah.
So people
If
have
you
to
are not,
understand
yeah,
that it is our responsibility to be the change that we want to see in this
yeah,
world. We keep
yeah,
asking for
absolutely.
change. We keep saying things have to get better, you know, and and we have to make that first step in us within our homes.
Yeah,
And like you said, we have to learn from the children because the children
absolutely.
are carefree. I went to the park with my grandkids the other day, and my granddaughter, she took off her shoes and she's playing with the other kids. It doesn't matter if it's boys, girls, black, white, Spanish.
Yeah,
they're every
absolutely,
they're
absolutely.
children.
This is absolutely. You are talking the point of the book. This point is like gold. When even I go to the park or in a public place, if I see a kid, if I say them hello, they will revert it back. They will say hello with a beautiful smile.
Hmm.
If I say the same thing with an adult being, even if it is a male or a female, they will start thinking, why is this guy saying me? Do I know him? Oh, so the adults, they have this aspect cultivated within from their community, society, family, and they are in this education aspect. So our education is definitely leading us to scientific exploration, but it's diverting us from within
Yeah.
our inner being.
Yep.
So that aspect, as you mentioned, how can we transform the kids? So mm, we need to explain each and every being we are connected to that we are the source of creation and we are brothers and sisters. As each and every kids think they are brothers and sisters, we adults have that thought, that mind, that manipulates us. So from that manipulation, we need to go from within, and that will bring from meditation. Again, this meditation aspect will be helpful in this cultivation of self-discipline, self-love, moral, everything aspect.
Definitely. I think if we bring meditation into the house, into the household, just giving people an opportunity just to breathe, just teaching them to stop and breathe,
Yes,
retraining themselves to remember who they are, to
who
take
they
the
are.
time to
Yes,
remember who they are. And I believe I had told you this over the phone last week when we spoke, that I was at the point where I could literally feel the inside of my body moving at like 1,000, when I'm just trying to be still. And it's like, I'm shaking inside. So I can just imagine what, people are out there, go through. So knowing what I felt physically, what I felt in my physical body, and having compassion for myself, I had to learn how to stop and just breathe. I had to
absolutely.
take that time for myself and share it with my children. I told my children, my kids I have children from the age of 16 to 26, and I had to share with them that this is not the way. They're coming into this world. I'm giving them this new existence with these tools, and the tools that I've given you are the wrong tools.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So I was like, abort the mission. I've told the kids to abort the mission because I'm giving you the wrong tools. You need to look within. You need to be focusing inside. You need to know who you are before taking on this
Absolutely.
voyage, this journey called life. Because without knowing who you are, you will fall for everything. Not knowing where you're
Absolutely.
going, the direction where you're going in, your purpose, the value that you bring, and what things are bringing value into your life. It's not everywhere
Absolutely.
that's for you. I said, there's things that inspire us. I'm not inspired to be an astronaut because that's not where the universe wants to use me. I'm inspired to speak to people, to connect with people, and connect people with each other. I'm in. Those
Absolutely.
are the things that move me. That's the burning flame inside of me. And I had to tell them, you have to focus within so that you can find that burning flame, or else you're going to find yourself in a situation where you're going around the same mountain and you're reliving the same life over and over again within this life, within this lifetime. You know, every day just going through the same pains and tribulations. And that's where you get the ego. You know, that's where the ego is born, when you're going through those experiences, because you've never paid attention to who you are. You've never paid attention to number one. You've never, you know, we've walked away from that. I can't say we never, because I think as children, we've always paid attention to ourselves. Um, and I think the outside world has put a framework or a mindset around our minds as children to not think about yourself, because thinking about yourself is being selfish. You have to think about other people first.
Absolutely, absolutely. This has been taught by the society in a wrong way, you know.
Yeah,
Wrong
it
way.
has. It has. And I tell, I've been reteaching my children and my grandkids, and I say, you have to be selfish. You know, you have to love yourself, because only by loving yourself will you know how to love someone else.
Absolutely.
Because if you don't
That
know,
experience is that experience is within you. You
mm-hmm,
are going to experience that, and the moment you experience this love is the most beautiful thing. The embracement, the acceptance is the most beautiful thing that we have from the divine. We are born out of love. We are love, and this creation itself is love. Then we'll
mm-hmm,
start loving others, right?
yes, yes, yes,
You're absolutely right.
and
And
we
you have
could,
put these
we
things beautifully.
thank you, thank you. And then we can build, you know, I think we've all been inspired to do something. We've all been inspired to do something. And
Absolutely.
once we start focusing on the stuff that inspires us,
Absolutely.
you know, we will see a different, a different world. We'll go into a different existence. We'll leave a different existence for our children and the generations to come. You know,
You already you already answered about this. You know, you are inspired to connect to people.
yes,
You know,
yes,
you like connecting to people. You like loving people. You like transforming their lives. You know, you
yes,
already answered your question, and you answered for many millions and millions of people. This is this is what every individual, whatever you are doing, begin with connecting with people from love from within, instead of what can I take benefit from them,
mm,
what what can I get from them. This you mentioned earlier as what can I give rather what can I get.
yes,
You are indeed you are going to get it, mm, but you don't have to focus on what you are going to get. What
mm,
can you do to connect to people, to transform their lives, to love? And every being is born for that. They just need to choose some sectors what God has created outside in external world. The basis is like connecting to people with love and affection to transform their lives. This is the basis. But as you mentioned, and this is the truth, we are here to serve and love each other.
yes, yes, we are. Yes, we are. And I look forward to the next 20 years, because I said, for me, I think this world is going to be transformed, but in a way that people were not expecting. I think people are going to come out of this quarantine or lockdown different, you know, and I hope
Yes,
that, you
yes,
know, people that are listening to people like yourself and myself, that they're listening to us and they are building this new character, building this new superhero self that they are, this new um,
absolutely,
superhero being that they are, and they go out there and they
absolutely.
give value to this world. You know, that's my hope, that's my dream, that we all can wake up and actually live our dreams here on this earth. That
Absolutely. This lockdown has transformed many beings as far as, and it has like been a disaster for many lives to those who are willing to feed their family, those who are unemployed. But that has transformed from within, that this life, this physical life is so temporary that we are here today and we may not be here next moment or tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That have realized that this accumulation of wealth or the need or desire of so many things that we want to accumulate, and through crooked ways. There is nothing wrong in having it through hard work or doing some great work, but through crooked ways, people have realized that, oh, we are here temporary beings physically.
Yes.
So we need to realize that we are here to love. That is the basis. And through that love, it's divine will give us opportunity. We are going to we are the vessel of divine. We are his servant of divine, loving
Yes.
son of divine, servant of divine, whatever you take, friend of divine, his creation, whatever we can take.
I was
And
reading
that has,
I was reading
yeah, please.
Ecclesiastics in the Old Testament the other night, and it was like, talking about the seasons change. And for me, it's the writer was talking, and he's like, that he's a wise man, that he's so wise. But as you continue reading, he's like, no, he's only wise because he's the wisest in his kingdom, but there's still stuff for him to learn. So even him himself can be a fool. And I look at that, and he's like, what's the point of living? What's the point of doing anything if there is no point of doing it? There's no, if you're going to build something and labor tirelessly to build it just to die, just for you not to um indulge in what you've built. And he's like, what's the point of it? And I started thinking and reading as I'm reading too, and it got to the point where it was like, your labor is your fruit, you know and so it goes back to doing what you love and doing what brings you purpose. Your labor is your
Absolutely.
fruit. Your labor is your wisdom. That is your wisdom. That makes you not a fool. You know what I mean? It's what it is,
Yeah,
that it has that calling on your heart, that you wake up every single day, you're thinking about it, you're breathing it, you're working on it, you're planning it, you're taking action on
absolutely.
it. you know
Absolutely.
those are, and then at the same time too, just being a moral citizen, treating others the way you would want to be treated, the way that you treat yourself, with love and compassion.
Absolutely.
Well, we first have to learn how to treat ourselves with love and compassion. I think a lot of us have lost that compassion for ourselves. But over time, I think the more that we speak, people like you and I get together and speak and share, eh, the more people will learn how to love themselves and have compassion for themselves. Just to take a moment to
Absolutely.
breathe, to meditate, to clear their mind, to know that whatever it is that's happening, you're not this body, you're not that mind, you're not the thoughts that's going through your mind, you're not the
Absolutely.
emotion, you know,
Absolutely.
and this too that shall pass. This too shall pass. It's a
Absolutely.
season.
People need to, absolutely, everything is meant to be, and people need to realize that they are love. They are made up of love. Even if they have lost it, they need to understand that they have just forgotten their true nature.
Mm-hmm.
They just need to indulge within and just meditate or be aware of the breath, be aware of their thoughts. They need to realize that they are here to blossom, they are beautiful, they are loved. It's in this moment they will realize, not with time. This moment, if somebody is cultivating this aspect that I will learn this love next year, it's not a task, it's your true nature true calling. It's this moment you realize that you are love and you are made up of love, and that you need to give love. You need to embrace love. Every individual will blossom in this moment. This moment is to realize there may be the past, all the past is gone and it's like a dream, but that brings one thing we need to understand that we are not those experiences. We are
Mm-hmm.
the experiences, experiencer. The experiencer is divine. We are the experiencer. We are not those experiences.
Mm-hmm.
People need to people need to be aware that they are not those experiences. They had failed in past. That doesn't mean they are going to fail tomorrow. They need to forget that. They just need to failure and success is just same. If you keep trying, you are going to succeed. This I keep telling many people and to myself also.
Yes.
Failure and success are the same, and that
Uh,
failure and success is going to bring you devastation in life. So don't bring differentiation from failure and success. Keep loving yourself. Keep doing best what you can.
for me, I tell people there's no such thing as failure because every
Absolutely,
experience is a successful experience because you learn something.
absolutely,
You walk through it. You made the journey. So
absolutely,
there's nothing bad about a place that you've been. You know, it makes you who you are today. It gives you the
absolutely,
insight so that you can share with others, so that you can have compassion for others.
absolutely,
That's what our shared experiences do. It allows us, it opens up a portal of this shared place of compassion
absolutely,
where we could be 1,000 miles from each other and I can feel you. I can understand
absolutely,
you. I can hear you. I know you. And it's like, okay, I can relate to you. I've never seen you before, but because of our shared experiences, our shared triumphs and tribulations, that we can talk and relate and give value to each other, lift each other up. And I think that's our job here on earth. That's how we keep
absolutely,
watering. That's the water right there.
absolutely.
That's the water. By hearing and listening and sharing, because I might not be able to respond to your request, but I definitely can share your request to other people.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes,
Saying is the source is the love. If you
yes.
have love for somebody, you love to say. You don't say that I share a meal with my. I I sacrifice a meal for my son because you love him. You don't have to sacrifice. That is love.
Mm-hmm.
So when that love cultivates inside of you, there is no sacrifice. There is no sharing. It's all one. It's all one. That bonding of love, that connectedness, that feeling of connectedness from within to each and every being, that itself is so beautiful experience.
It is. It is. And the other day, my kids were sharing a story with me when they were younger. I was a teenage mom. I had my first child when I was 15 years old. So things
Oh,
were that easy for me. They were a little bit difficult starting out in life. And
you had a lot of early experiences of
yes.
motherhood.
And then also when I had my 10 years later, I had my two other children and their father was deported. So then I became a single parent again for the second time in my life. So
Okay.
my children were sharing a story about when I used to take them out to eat. If I took them to a restaurant, that I would only order two meals. Um,
Okay.
I would share a meal with my oldest, and the two younger ones would share a meal, and that's how we did it for many years. And
Okay.
they were just talking. They, I just totally forgot about it. But for them, that was like a big deal for them. It was an impact, and then it left an impact in their lives, where they realized that, as long as we were together, it didn't really matter what we were eating or how much we ate. They were always
Absolutely.
satisfied, because it really didn't matter. It was like, looking back on it, when they talk about it now, they're like, oh my gosh, I only used to eat like a half a sandwich, and we'd be we'd be full, but we'd be together. We would laugh, we'd watch movies, we do things together. With that half a sandwich, go to the park and have a picnic, and it's just, the value is really in the interaction. It's in the love. It doesn't have
Yeah,
anything to do with the material
yeah,
things.
absolutely. Absolutely.
You will be satisfied. The flesh will be satisfied if the spirit is satisfied.
Absolutely. This is just the body. This is just like outer clothes. The inner thing is love, and you have had a wonderful experience with your kids, and that has transformed you to what you are today. You know, through those experiences,
Mm.
you have that indwelled you to connect to the divine. You know, from within. If
Amen.
you if you have those experiences, you wouldn't even think of God. You would enjoy your own life. You would think that, oh, this is the life. But most of the people, you are the lucky one to connect to divine. You and this is the basis of life. Whoever we meet, I just would like to say, just connect yourself within and to the divine, the source of creation. And it doesn't matter what you get and what you give, everything He has given you abundance. And as you mentioned, it doesn't matter what we eat and how much we eat. It doesn't matter how much we have and how much we have to give. Everything divine and creation has given you. But the moment you start being ungrateful, all the miseries will fall in
Yes.
place.
So do it in gratitude. Do it in
Do it in
grace.
gratitude. Do
Yes.
it in connectedness, love, and gratitude.
Yes. Yes. So I'm not gonna keep you any longer, Dr. Gupta. Our I know I can keep you talking. I can keep you going all night, because I have questions and I have things in my on my heart that I can talk about that I can talk about all night. But I'm not gonna keep you any
Yeah.
longer. I just want to say thank you so much for
I, it was pleasure connecting to you. It was a lovely experience.
hosting here, and I have to have you back on the show again. Remember, my promise to you is every single month for us to stay connected, because
Absolutely.
medication and meditation is very important. We're going through a mental health crisis, around the
Yes.
world. There's a mental health crisis around the world. So this program that you have is not just a program for Nepal, but it's a global program. And if I can do anything to see this launched in, here in America, here in Australia, in the Caribbean, in South America, in Europe, in China, and all over the world. People are going through some mental health issues, and really involving meditation along with medication is definitely going to
Absolutely.
help, turn some people around, and definitely is part of the plan that I see, where our future lies is in meditation, is
Absolutely.
in finding that inner peace from within. It's not only relying on outside sources anymore, like the medication alone, but we also need to start
Absolutely.
doing some inner work, some divine work, and connecting with our divine selves.
Absolutely.
So once again, thank you so much, Dr. Gupta. Is there
It
anything
was
else that you
pleasure.
would like to say? Anything else that you would like to share? A way that people can connect with you if they want to donate, to your fund, to your project. If people want to hear more about what you're doing, and, mirror your program in their country, in their state, in their local communities. So how can people get in contact with you, Dr. Gupta?
Anyone who wants to like uh, do this project or any program, just ask why are you going to do this? What will it do in your life and what other impact others' life? So the first thing is like I want a call for any donation. I want call for any donation. Whatever you are willing and you are having at the moment, connect in your community, connect
Mhm.
in your society and in your village, in your city or in your country.
Mhm.
Form a team and start a project that you are feeling for health, education, spirituality, meditation, or spreading love. Any these sort of things what is going to bring impact to each and every being. So whoever is willing to do this, please connect to your local people
Yes.
and start a project that would connect and transform your community. That would instead transform your lives. And whoever wants to connect with me on the LinkedIn, that would be wonderful. My name is Dr. Robin Gupta, and by this name you can search me on the LinkedIn. And we would love to connect and work on something. But I won't call for any donation or something. If anyone is willing to do something, please start in your community, form a team or individual, start it online, website, or door to door, people to people. Start some program that you have dreamed of and start to create that. If you start to create that in your community, you will connect with many people. I won't say the numbers, that is divine number. Any many you can transform many lives. But I would love to connect to people. So you can connect with me on LinkedIn. And if there is something that we can do together, I would love to help or do collectively to impact life or transform lives. So you can connect with me on LinkedIn, Dr. Robin Gupta, if anyone is willing. And Kantia is a friend of mine, and I'm very grateful to her, know her, and she's given me opportunity to speak on her platform. And she is a wonderful being that itself is a divine creation that we have been in a friendship bond for just 1 week, but it's like inner bonding. So you can create this bonding with each and every being in your community or globally. This is what I would like to say. I won't call for any donations, but if we are willing to do something together, please share your ideas. I would like to share mine, and we would love to work together on something that will transform any community, not
Yes.
your community. Your community is my community is your community. We are brothers and sisters. So
Yes.
please call for love and devotion in the name of divine. We can create something wonderful.
So you heard it here
Sure.
first, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Gupta said, start something in your community. Whatever it is that you
Absolutely.
have been inspired, that divine presence has spoken into your heart, have put into your mind, has given you the blueprints, the plan, the idea. Get it started. Get it started. If you have the impulse, the idea, the want to connect with Dr. Gupta, connect with him on LinkedIn and participate in his programs as well. It all starts here. It all starts with you, ladies and gentlemen. It's us people connecting with people and helping people out and seeing how we can bring value to other people's lives. That's how we build the bridge. That's how we can climb a mountain. You know, it's together that we can do it. We cannot do it by ourselves. So with that, tonight I leave you all on Radio Fraternité. It's me, your girl, Cindy Jean, every Thursday evening bringing you insights into work, life, balance. People, this is Dr. Gupta on with us tonight talking about meditation and medication, and how spirituality comes together with culture, and how you can be that change maker. So please share, like it, send it to your friends, download it on your phone so you can listen to it when you're away from the internet. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we had a special guest from all the way across the globe. You know, early in the morning, he woke up with you on his mind to share inspiration and motivation with you, our audience here on Radio Fraternité. Please, thank you so much. Put your hands together for Dr. Gupta. Thank you so much, Dr. Gupta, for your time.
I'm grateful and sending love and blessings to every being, and is willing that every being spread love and blessing to every being to blossom ourselves and brotherhood and sisterhood of love in the globe.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Bye bye. Thank you.
And blessings to you and all your family and friends in Nepal as well. And we will stay connected. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
And sending you the love and blessings that you keep transforming lives to whatever medium you have this platform, and may you grow to the global platform to
Oh, yeah.
transform millions and lives that you connect to, maybe through media, whatever. I wish you all the best, Kenya. As a being, you have a wonderful heart. So I wish you get a platform that you can transform millions of people.
Oh, I receive it. I receive it. I receive it. Thank you. You will be my first guest on that platform. So, all right, Oprah, we're coming for you. We're going for the Oprah channel.
Absolutely.
All right, Dr.
This
Gupta.
is it. This is it. We can start here now.
Yes, it's been spoken into existence. We're working our way up. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
And it's my pleasure. Bye bye. Have a wonderful day.
You too. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, your girl, Cindy Jean, always bringing you different insights every single Thursday on Radio Fraternité. That was Dr. Gupta all the way from Nepal. Okay? Dr. Gupta all the way from Nepal talking to you, my people. An organize nou, an fè un bagay ki diferan sou la vie, sou la terre. Nou pa ka rete menm jan. Nou pa ka rete menm jan. Se pou nou chanje bagay yo, chanje situasyon nou. We have to help ourselves. We first have to be that light and love ourselves in order. Oh, my glasses are crooked. Just broke my glasses. We have to be the ones to help ourselves. We can't be looking for a handout anyplace else. You know, how can whatever it is that your talent is, whatever it is that you're good at, those are the things that you're supposed to be working on right now. Those are the things that is supposed to bring value in other people's lives. So, ladies and gentlemen, right here on Radio Fraternité, you heard it here first. Let's start working on ourselves. Let's start working within. Let's start with meditation, with just breathing. That what's going on out here in this world, if we want to change it, we first have to change ourselves. We have to be that change that we want to see in this world. So stay connected on Radio Fraternité every single week, every single Thursday evening. I'm going to be right here with you, bringing you insights into work, life, balance. This is what it's all about. Thank you and have a good night, guys.